Hello, welcome to the airport. My name's Randy. I'm with Airfield Maintenance. I'm the Airfield Maintenance Manager. And so what we do, like the title says, we maintain and take care of the runways and taxiways here at the airport. Part of that is removing snow when it does snow here on occasion. So you're in one of our snow buildings right now. I wanted to show you some of our equipment. This one here, kind of to my left, is our latest runway, high-speed runway broom. So as you can see, it's a complex machine. It's got 2 engines to make this big monster run, and it goes down the runway at a good rate of speed, and it sweeps off, just like it says, it brooms or sweeps off all the snow and ice off the runway. So we got this one a couple of years ago. We've had it in quite a few storms. It works great. This whole compartment here is nothing but an engine that runs the broom, which is up front there. That's a 20-foot broom that spins at a real high rate of speed, and it removes all the snow and ice. And so I like to show some people this. Most people don't get to see a big industrial engine like this. You can see this cover is so heavy that they put a jack just to jack up the hood. So this is the engine that powers the broom, and you can see how much fuel it takes. That's why it's attached to this big fuel tank here. This is also a high-speed blower. So if we get a real powdery snow, as you go down the runway and you broom the heavy stuff off, the remaining blows a lot of air through here and it cleans the surface. We want, ideally we want a surface, the end of the runway after this thing passes, to look close to like this. So this is one of our machines, and just to compare, this is a same machine we have that's getting replaced. This one is 30 plus years old. Same basic concept, it's a broom, but you can see the difference how they've evolved. This was on a truck. That engine runs that broom, and of course the engine under the hood just runs the truck. So if you follow me this way, in addition to some brooms, we've also got some runway snow plows. And these are 20-foot wide as well. So all of our runways here, our commercial runways, are 150 feet wide. So that's a lot of surface that we got to remove snow from. So they make these longer, but for here it works 20 foot. So we plow the snow when it's real heavy, follow it by the brooms. It brooms off the lighter stuff, and then we finish it up with de-icing fluid. So these just have the one engine that run them. You can see the plows are curved. When you get going down the runway, it takes the snow and it throws it up and it starts curling it. And it curls it, and you have your plow angle, and by the time it gets out here, it flings it off that runway. So that's how we clear the runways and taxiways here at the airport. Yeah, our mission is to make the runways and the surfaces as safe as possible during the winter, so that anybody coming and going that's flying out of here has a safe place to do so. And this is our De-Icer Truck. This is one of 2 trucks that we have. So this carries liquid de-icing fluid, and this is just for the runways and taxiways. So these booms, as you can see here, they extend out when you get on the runway, and it gives you a 50-foot swath you can do up and down the runway. And so what that does is it lowers the material we use lowers the freezing point of the surface. Therefore, when it snows, the snow doesn't pile up, it turns to a liquid, and it's safer for the planes to land on. So we use this several different ways. If a storm comes in and we know it's coming in ahead of time and it's going to be a cold storm, you put this stuff down, kind of bonds to the concrete, and it won't stick to the surface. Other times it starts out raining and then turns to snow. Well, we have to use this after the fact. It's called a post treatment. So we'll use those other equipment. We plow, we broom, then we put this, and it maintains all the work we've done. So this is from the cockpit, so to speak, of our latest runway broom. It really is. It's not like the old trucks, so you can see here you've just got one steering wheel to steer you, and this joystick here, which looks like you're in the plane, this controls your broom. It controls up, down, left, right, turning it on, turning it off, turning your blowers off. So we have to run all our guys through a training process and recurrent training so that they can remember how to run this stuff. So here's another example. Look, talking about removing rubber, you can see the buildup here. This is where he's taken off the rubber, and it's this yellow line is called a J line, and you can see this is where he hasn't removed rubber. So see the difference? It's like drawing a line, but that's actual rubber buildup from all the planes that land on the runway. It actually takes rubber off that tire every time it lands. So these yellow marks are called lead-in lines. It leads planes onto and off of the runway. This here in the center, of course, is called the center line. There's skips that are painted up and down the runway to keep the plane in the center of the runway.